Is the end of gaming near? Yes. What's going on, everyone? How's your day going? So, what I mean by that, this may not apply to you, but it may apply to you. Now, what I mean by that is physical and digital copies. Now, most people are fine with just having digital copies of the game, but other people, like myself included, don't like digital copies because you don't technically own them. So let's just say any game company, whatever you're playing, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, well, PC is already in the digital space. If you play PC games, you're technically in the digital space because you can't really get a physical game on PC. So yeah, now, could this be the end of the digital era? Again, this probably won't happen for another 10 plus years, but just in case it does, is it going to be the end of it? Because if you don't know, if when you buy a digital game, you don't technically own it. You only have access to it. You buy the access point to access the game that you want to play. Now, let's just say the store that you bought it from goes out of business. Does that include your game too, or are you just keeping your game? So they're gonna leave their store running just for you to keep their game. They have to buy all the licenses to put it on their store. So what happens if they don't want to buy the license anymore for the game, acquire the game? Is that just the end of it, or do you still have it? Now, a physical game is a thing that you could go and buy it in the store, not the card. The little cartridge for Nintendo Switch and the disc for other consoles. So you actually own that. Let's just say you play the game for a good 80 hours and you're like, I'm done with it. I want to sell it and get a new one. You can do that with physical games. This is why the physical games are so much better because you feel like you own something, like you got something out of your big purchase. If you're in the United States, you're 70, but if you're in Canada or anywhere else, $90 purchase. Um, so yeah, if you feel like you got something out of it, my goodness, it's just there. It's like I got my game. I could have a nice cool shelf full of things. This is why I see a lot of people just keeping the boxes because it's a cool it's a cool thing. I don't know how they call it, but it's a cool collector's item. Let's just say you got a special edition Nintendo Switch, the Zelda Switch or something. You want to keep the box because it's cool and you physically own it, and it's good for resale values later in the future. This is the same thing for video games. Let's just take the Pokemon games for example. People that bought those digitally back in the day cannot make any money off of those because it's stuck on their console. Unless you sell the entire console, um, there's not really a way to say it's legit. What happens if you modded your one of your consoles, or you put some hacks or something on your console? You can't say that this is real. You could have just downloaded it or somehow and just got it on the thing and say, hey, look, I got the game. This is a real copy. Now you're pretty much scamming someone out of like $200. Now, let's say you have the physical version of the game. You can easily tell that this is a real copy of the game by looking at the few numbers at the bottom and seeing if it correlates to what the game's code was intended to be. And you could resell that bad boy for a lot of money. So another reason why the physical cartridge, the physical disc of the game is so much better. Now, I do see a other side to it. Now, let's just say you got all digitally. Yes, you can technically not lose it, like in the say of, oh, I can't find my game. Where am I gonna find it? Oh, I need to do this special tournament or something online now. Oh, I can't find it. I'm scrambling through my games because I can't find the one disc because I misplaced it or something. I see it because people can easily go on the device and just click play, and it's already there, all on their SD card or SSD. It's all there. So now, another thing that's mind-boggling. It's very mind-boggling. Just telling you, it's very much so. Anyways, so let's just say you have the physical games. Physical games tend to be louder, so maybe that people don't want their thing to be super loud. I don't know, but that could be the case. Also, you could scratch up your game, or you can make it cause it not to work anymore. So PlayStation and Xbox, those are a little different. You can scratch it up pretty easily, and then in a Nintendo cartridge, you can walk up to it and lose it or drop it somewhere, and maybe it will not work. But those things are really durable. I find that those things are very, very durable. So could it be the end of it? Like, they're already starting to make digital only things. Not Nintendo per se, but PlayStation and Xbox. Now, is Nintendo going to follow them? Or are they going to keep it on the same track for the next console? Is it going to be fully digital? Because I know for a fact if it's fully digital, I am not going to buy it. Because it's just a waste of money. You're only buying for access to the game. You're not actually, you don't physically own it. So that's just the argument that people are having. Is digital better or is physical better? Yes, digital, you get to play the game just as soon as you get it, unless you lost your console or something. But the digital or the physical games, you have to look for them. You put the disc in or you put the cartridge in and you're ready to play. But you can sell them. You can sell them after. If you really hated the game, you can sell them. Now, I know some stores offer refunds if you haven't played it. If you played it for maybe 2 hours or less, they offer refunds for that. I know that Nintendo actually offers you refunds if you don't like it. I've done it before. I bought a game. What was it? I think it was like pool or something. 8-ball pool. It was a $5 game or something. I just wanted to see if it was possible to refund it, and it turns out it was. So you can go to the store and NintendoHelp.com or something, and then you can help them. Hey, I made a purchase, an accidental purchase or something, or say that the game is not what you expected, and then you can refund it because the game was really horrible. Yep, I'm pretty sure it was on sale for $5. Actually, it's a $20 game on sale for $5, and at that point, that was just a waste of my time and money because the game was really not good. It was not polished. It looked like something that was on the NES. But, anyways, you can refund those, so it's good. Nintendo's got your back. It's good for that. But you see, Nintendo is also making it easier, I guess, to access the digital games, because they are pretty much rewarding you with a $3 discount, I guess. If you buy a digital game on their store, they will give you about 300 coins back, which is equivalent to $3. Now, the physical games also got this. I don't know if you know, but you can go and click on, if you click plus on the menu, and then you go to the game, the cartridge game that you got within a year of its release. You can do it. You could go to My Nintendo Reward, and then you could click on it, and then boom, you got your gold coins. Very beautiful. See, this is the differentness about the physical game. Yes, if you have the physical, you actually own something, but you don't technically get as much points. Now, that's an argument, though. But if you get it physically, you got all the games. Like, for me, every single Nintendo Switch game I own is a physical game. Besides the ones that you can only get on the eShop, but those things are usually like a cent or so, like 1 cent, and then I decide to try it, and half the time they're pretty bad games. But all the first party Nintendo Switch games, the first party and a few that are third party. They're all physical games. I have all the cases up on the shelf, and it's just nice. All the games are there. That would be the same thing for PlayStation and Xbox. I have the physical copy just there, hanging out together on the shelf, because you can make something really cool, like Nintendo DS or 3DS. All my games are still on the shelf for the ones that I didn't lose. Yeah, those ones. Oh, very disappointing. Anyways, so what do you think about this physical to digital games? Do you think it's a good argument that the physical games are better, and this could be just the end of gaming if they actually push the fully digital world? I don't know. Or are they gonna, here's something that they actually could do. I bet most of you watching this video have at least a streaming service like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. Are they going to do something like that? Is Nintendo going to do something like that? Like Xbox Game Pass, for example. That's pretty much a Netflix of gaming. Now, do you think it's the same argument if you are buying a subscription service about, what is it, $150 or so a year for Xbox Game Pass, or $200 a year or something for Xbox Game Pass? Now, would it be the same? Let's just say Nintendo throws out all their first-party games and a few third-party games to make 100 games on the service. Would you pay that price for a streaming service, or a service that you can just buy the games and then just download them on your console? Let's just say you have pretty bad internet. You can just download it instead of streaming it over Wi-Fi. I feel like that's a different conversation, because you don't technically own them, but instead of paying whatever this is, $80, $70, whatever, for a game, $60, instead of paying that price for a game, you're getting multiple games out of it. Now, Nintendo does technically have this, but it's not really the same. It's not like it's just a retro library. They don't have really all Nintendo Switch games, or just games that you could get like that for a cost of just the price like that. But maybe that could be an ugly argument. I still feel like physical games are the better place. They're better for long term, because you can just keep the game on the shelf, and let's just say they stopped producing this game a long time ago and you can't buy it on the shop because they didn't renew their license. That is lost to you if you went fully digital. But if you have it physically, you just have it. You can sell it. You can sell it to someone, make extra money, a ton of money off of it, and you can get yourself like a whole bunch of money, whole bunch of stuff, and get another game for it, because you played the game, you sold it, maybe you made more than you originally paid for it. This is why the physical era of games was the best era. I remember the era of games when you used to come back from, I don't know, a game store or something. You came back with a nice Xbox 360 game, and you can just plug it in the disk drive and play. Those are the best things. You don't need a download or update. Nintendo is really good at keeping this alive. It's super good. You can come back from your GameStop and immediately play the game. You could still do that instead of waiting for the game to upload or download for like 120 gigabytes. They don't compress games like Nintendo does anymore. So I guess this is going to be a different subject for a different video. But anyways, how do you feel about digital to physical games? Is the industry coming to a halt, or is it going to continue? Are you going to continue with the digital side of things? So yeah, I just want to know, because the Nintendo Switch 2 could be coming out this year, and what if there's no physical slot to put in the game? That would be so sad. I hope there's a physical slot to put all your old Nintendo games, so your Nintendo Switch games, put them all into the console, and there you go. You could play your old games, and you can also play the new games. So yeah, what do you think about this? Leave a comment down below. I love to know all your opinions. I love to answer them, and yeah, if you made it this far, consider dropping a like. I really appreciate it a ton, and consider subscribing. I don't know, it's always free if you want to. So